Like, dude, this isn't new at all. Like, they haven't said
these
anything that
forerunners
feels
are gonna be
unique.
available
I don't
when
know.
The closed alpha test begins.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here for they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, try and get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next we have Blackbird. It's very reconnaissance.
That's what I'm saying, Mikey.
All about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning.
All right, so it's a satellite character from Apex
agile
Legends, okay?
kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing, and getting.
Thanks
out
for the
into
sub,
kind of
dude.
Kind of cycle.
Thank you.
Void is our
Mitsuno.
stealth boy, our sneaky boy.
Thank you.
All about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for alpha.
A lot of different playstyles to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor.
It seems like most characters are going to be pretty slippery, and then you have Locust who's going to run in and punch him in the fucking mouth.
You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to on.
I mean, I like it. At the same time, it does kind of look like Lego.
And then it, you know, it.
Like, am I weird for thinking that?
World-class concept team, cranking this stuff out. That's, you know, that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, the world of Marathon has so much.
Like, I'm not trying to be negative, but it almost kind of reminded me of like a Roblox.
But like, what's it been like?
Like a Roblox mod.
To this world.
Like with a big ass graphic overhaul. I don't know.
Art geeks.
It's probably just the colors.
The sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left.
It's still cool though. I do like it.
Then got incorporated.
It's still pretty unique. I don't know.
Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, you know, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, you know, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented
welcome, boys,
that.
welcome.
And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're, you know, doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at. Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Dude, this is super exciting. My thing is, like, I was really hoping the trailer would show something that was.
Twitch chat as well has any questions? Go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many.
Like,
as we can.
I need to see the USP, man.
So if you've got anything that comes to mind,
I need to see the unique selling point. I need to see, like, I want to look at this and go, that's why they made their game.
Got a chance to go ahead.
Like, that's why Bungie thought we need to make an extraction shooter, and that's why we need to make it. We need to be the one to do this because we're the only ones who can do this. And I just don't know what that is other than the art style. Because to me, if the art style is the only thing they have... Oh, we have a gameplay overview. Thank God. Because if the art style is all they have, it's not going to be enough. Especially not for a $40 game. If it was free, yeah. But for $40, you got to have something where you go, this isn't Tarkov, this is this thing that does this better. Or does this differently. It needs to be appealing enough to kind of encourage people to play the game. Because it just being an extraction shooter isn't really enough nowadays. Because you know, it's been watered down. Like, everybody already knows about extraction shooters. Everyone's tried them.
Set around the
and 9 times out of 10, they're a sweatfest.
World of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map.
Are they going for like a hunt showdown kind of gameplay
Before
loop?
deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable.
The art style's clean.
But it's never
clean.
the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight.
Yep.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon
So you can go into a down state and be revived, or you can be executed.
Shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends.
Yep.
Death is not the end. And
Right.
if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot.
You can revive from their bags? Then what's the point of a down state?
Challenge. We give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill, to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable
shit,
players,
okay.
you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and
That guy's got my
while
aim.
you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1. where you and
Seasonal
your friends will
storytelling?
start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Do you guys think that Bungie is hoping all the Destiny 2 PvP players are gonna move over to Marathon instead, and then Destiny will be like 100% like a PvE game, and they want all the PvP guys to go to Marathon?
Let's get into breaking this down.
Dude, I'm just a little bit thrown off too. I'm gonna be honest.
Again, you know, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. You know,
I don't know,
from a
man. Like I'm
standpoint,
thinking about it
facilitating
here,
gameplay with your
and they
art
keep
style.
saying the
Again,
term
what was it like
dynamic
approaching this from
gunplay,
your perspective?
and the
What were you
thing
looking
is,
to do?
You know,
there wasn't any
build on
dynamic
the
gunplay.
legacy,
There was nothing. It was they said dynamic gunplay when the guy was hip firing and then ADS.
For art.
There's no leaning. There's like I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure what's going on. Like, where's the dynamic gunplay? I'm seeing ability usage, which isn't new. Apex has done that. A lot of games have done that. You know, maybe not in an extraction shooter, but it's actually I think maybe Apex has. Don't they have like a? I thought they had like a mode like that. Whatever it is. But I'm just not seeing dynamic gunplay. I'm just seeing hipfire and ADS. I'm not seeing anything
we had,
unique.
Some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolffinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah,
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Who's your favorite runner?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like I don't see a USP. I don't look at this. I don't look at Marathon and go, this is what they do. Like
the most is.
I'll talk about
Blackbird,
it after. We'll hold on.
Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much, too often.
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. Yeah. And so, like, yeah, that push-forward gameplay that Locust
Void gets a smoke bomb
like
that
the first try and
distracts enemies and turns them invisible. That looks pretty cool.
Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's cool.
I'm looking for.
That sounds really fucking annoying, but I'll definitely enjoy that.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks,
they're definitely going to have a battle pass. They'll definitely have a paid battle pass.
Mechanics?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. That's why they said seasonal story. It's going to be another incentive to purchase a battle pass.
Effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah. 100%. There's no way they don't.
Like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so, like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost.
Yeah, it's going to be $40, but it's going to be like $55 on release.
We really want to make
or
sure.
$60 on release if you get the season pass with it. I guarantee
How does
it.
this affect the overall survival sandbox?
Or it'll be like 70 with an annual pass.
We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of.
I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest.
No, he has a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned,
okay,
right,
so that's where the loot's going to be coming in. Okay.
You can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
You'll definitely have to pay a box price, and then you have to pay for
from, I think,
a season pass.
How you pronounce it.
Definitely.
How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, you know, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack.
That's
and
what I would
I'm
do, man.
doing
Holy
crazy
shit.
things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right?
Claymore the smoke, dude. Holy shit, what a piece of shit in a good way, though, in a good way.
But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then, you know, close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, you know, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, you know, I can go back and see what's going on.
Bro, what an asshole,
yeah,
holy
that's how I like
shit.
to play.
Yeah,
That's so good, though.
Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, you know, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style,
I still don't see the USB though.
So
It's like, Joe, go over there.
yeah, exactly.
Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm really just like, I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it.
I just don't know why somebody's gonna play this
so actually,
over
to that same end, you know, obviously we do a lot of play testing
over
here
like
internally.
Tarkov.
Witz,
If
I
they're
know you
already
mentioned
playing
you've got a
Tarkov,
full
maybe
list
it'll
of
be
your
more of a
best
casual
plays, but what are
experience.
some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing
I will
one
say,
thing, right? Like,
I will
okay,
say,
I'm
just
gonna
from
do a
what we've seen, it
contract,
looks
I'm
like
gonna
it's
go
not
in
going to be.
here,
It'll
I'm
still
gonna
be
go into
sweaty,
this
but it's not going to be
room,
as
interact
sweaty
with
as
this
like
device.
Tarkov. Tarkov
I
is
think it's
insane.
like I'm safe, like I'm kind of doing.
I
like, a
love
routine
Tarkov,
thing,
but I
get in,
can't
get
play
out
it.
if I'm
I
like,
actually,
smart about
I
it and
paid
kind of
for it, played for
listen
like 8
what's
hours,
going
and I
on.
haven't touched
Like,
it.
there's no UESC around, there's no players around, and oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing.
There's too many
and there's this
corners
moment
to
of, like,
check,
you're about
man.
to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap! Like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, you know, these mercenaries kind of going crazy. You know, like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Yeah, okay.
They're
It's just processing power.
going,
Is what it is.
the math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
I like how he
runs
just
can
called him
obviously
out
entail a
for
lot, but we
running
also
in and
have
dying.
a
That's what he
question
said.
From Sharky218, is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go?
No, it's going to be the chips and shit because they're going to have rarity tiers, like you said.
There's a ton of them. Yeah, there's implants, there's cores.
Yeah,
there's
the implants.
equipment,
It's going to be like cyberpunk
there's
implants, man.
consumables. Yeah.
Scaling quality.
Yeah, there's.
We're going to have adept implants, man.
We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables, we have backpacks, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just, we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now and I need to pick up these things and get my money, you know, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
You know, that actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our faction.
Don't say rep farm, I swear to God.
But if you want to talk a little bit
Don't
about
say it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary.
It's a rep farm.
You know,
That's
don't really
what it
have
is.
allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew
Tarkov's
said, sometimes
tutorial
you run
was like
into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where, as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
But why?
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight it all.
Summit left us free mid-reveal? Holy shit.
In the world, get through there's a
there isn't a unique selling point. That's what I'm saying, other than the art style.
All of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, you want to be able to...
It's just a little... They're just going to say the same thing again, I think. But the thing is, I don't see, a massive unique selling point. And the biggest thing that I'm worried about is he asked him, what's the big picture for a player, right? What is the ultimate goal? And I said, I hope it's not faction grinding, because something about faction grinding, like Tarkov, for example, and again, I haven't played a shit ton, but Tarkov, you want to upgrade your base. That way you have more access to loot, more storage. That way your runs are more efficient. And he just said, your goal here is very similar, where it's literally just get loot. And I was really hoping that they would have kind of innovated on that whole gameplay loop and give you an incentive. What is the end goal? Is there it doesn't have to be a boss or something, but what is it other than just getting loot to get more loot? Because then it gets stale very quickly and you're just grinding to grind. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I just feel like I would play this for a couple of days out of a season and then come back and play it again. But then again, maybe that's what they want, because they're still getting the money from you, right?
Fantasies, every button press.
You're still paying for the season pass and shit.
Really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space, where again everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will guns do
these guys
power, right?
Gambit, by the way. You can tell these guys love Gambit.
They can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game, and
Straight
so
up.
if you are hit with a chem
love
grenade, you're
Gambit,
going to be
dude.
toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows
There's
you
just
down.
got to be a
You can
reason to play it.
overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment, or maybe a shield or something, or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of the floor for what we think you can be really you can be capable in the environment and actually fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling where the goal is that you can always clutch, even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's the beauty of the moment of oh my god, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah,
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have
What's
joined
up, man?
us,
How you doing?
Thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week
Welcome,
had
boys.
a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, let me get out!
I will be honest, the feedback on the weapons look incredible. They do. I mean, it does. I mean, just like it feels in Destiny, right? Again, I'm just a little bit confused whenever they say dynamic gunplay, and then somebody is hip firing, and then they just ADS a little bit, and then the person dies. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not seeing dynamic gunplay. I'm seeing ability usage, grenades and shit, but where is the gunplay? right? Like, am I weird? Did I miss something, or is it just like, I don't know.
Daddy up, let's go.
It looks like all you do is you ADS and you hip fire. There's no leaning. There doesn't need to be leaning. But like,
You two are.
maybe we need more of the movement. I haven't seen much of the movement.
Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
I'm really hoping, by the way, that a lot of these attachments and these imprints that they're talking about, like the chip system and all the weapon attachment upgrades, I really hope these actually add to the gameplay experience rather than simply be like a stat boost. It's going to be really fucking boring and a little disheartening to go for a grind, and every little chip you get is like 10% this, 5% this. Like, that's kind of cool up to an extent, but at the same time, like, if you get an imprint for this fucker right here, it needs to like double the distance on your air dash at the same time. It needs to, whatever that was, a heal, was that a heal? Like, maybe negate fall damage after you dash for 3 seconds or something like that. Like, give you some sort of an edge that wouldn't otherwise be there with like just a simple stat boost. You know what I mean? I need it to be dynamic, and I need to see shit that's actually gonna like make a difference in gunplay. Like, I need a reason to farm for this loot, dude. I need a big-ass reason, and stat upgrades are not going to be the only thing, right? I'll tell you what, though, those hand movements and everything, like, that shit looks... I mean, it looks crisp. I think earlier I was a little harsh when I said it looked like upgraded Roblox. This actually doesn't look that bad. Looks clean, man.
Excuse me, sorry.
I think with the weather system and everything, it's going to look pretty damn good. But again, like, I need to see... I don't know, I think we just need to play it, dude.
Yep. Oh, I got AI over here like crazy.
Oh my god, you didn't jump up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
Animations are clean.
Up above, it's looking at me.
It's definitely a Bungie game, man. In the best way, in like a good way. That's a positive thing, for sure. I'm just worried about like seasonal shit.
There's 36 underneath.
So yeah, what did he do? He popped like a satellite buff there. So what's the name of that character? Was that oh my god, I already forgot. It's the one that I said is probably gonna be like that chick from, or the guy from fucking Apex, the satellite, the UAV guy.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta...
Is there any environmental destruction? Like, I swear to God, the truck moved whenever it exploded, but that could have just been camera shake. I don't know if it actually moved, but like, I want to see holes in the ground and shit. It's not necessary, but it really adds to the combat, dude. Jesus Christ, that recoil control. Is there no recoil, or is that guy just fucking cracked? He's probably just cracked, right? Like, I'm not hitting that, dude.
Oh, mechanics hit. That's what we need, right? Just mechanical static effect. I'm using that.
Okay, a lot of items, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm inside with them.
The Lego shotgun.
When you have the mechanics kit, it does take...
Bro, it's taking a lot of rounds for that shotgun. This is definitely a Bungie shotgun. It's probably going to be like an insta-kill at point blank, and then take like 50 rounds at medium range.
Big ones, too.
Play more.
They've got long shots in too.
I'm seeing more gunplay than like item usage. Yeah, we saw Claymore, we saw some heals, but a lot of gunplay, which is fine.
There's a loot up there, huge, absolute.
But it all looks hit scan. I know like everybody's gonna have their preferences, but the only reason I'm pointing this out is because things like ballistics really add a lot of depth. A lot of depth to gunplay, and especially whenever you don't have... Okay.
Dilated, dude. Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm out of ammo.
Especially when you don't have like
Yeah, I would say this
leaning and shit like that. I think it makes a difference. Yeah, he got executed.
It's a Brian.
The movement looked good. I mean, yeah, he got his speed buff. He ran in there with a shield. He Titan charged him. I like it, man.
Don't underestimate this guy. Oh my god, that's it. Kill 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben,
Bro, what do you guys think? It looks like, dude, it kind of looks like it looks like it'd be fun, to be honest.
Good stuff, good stuff.
I think it'll be fun. I'm just not sure how much fun it'll be in the long term, right? Like, I could definitely see myself playing this for a day or two, a couple of days, and like, I don't know, maybe getting burnt out.
Okay,
Like, I need an ultimate grind, you know what I mean?
the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over
I need
there
a
yet.
thing other than a rep grind. Yeah, I don't mind the movement, man. The movement looks clean.
I see him, I see him.
He's right there, he's right there. Yep.
Yeah. Tell me if they rush, tell me if they rush.
That's a guy.
Good, so you have sniper
he's
flare.
just- he's
That's
holding
good.
the angle at a distance.
That's good, that's good.
Sniped a sniper.
Oh, yeah, right on me, right on me. This player. I mean,
Okay, that's exactly what I would look like shooting at that range. Okay, okay. So the other guy was just cracked.
I'm underneath.
Are they where we got down?
Okay.
One. Coming. Got one left.
I bet it's gonna feel good to shoot something though.
I take shots on the right side, like instantly.
Reminds you of Apex and Titanfall? Probably more Apex,
no
yeah.
tags.
It's not as I don't want to say like
You got eyes?
the lack. It's definitely fluid, but I don't think it's as It's not as potent as Titanfall. Okay, you can break windows. Sick.
Yeah, hit him.
Sexy.
Or is that USAC? No, you said we're shooting something in here. They were shooting something in here.
It'd be cool if you could like wall bang with an FMJ or something. Seven, how you doing?
They kind of built a ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Insane, what's up, man? Yeah, I think it's gonna feel a lot better than it looks, for sure.
That was good. That was a good run.
I don't think we, still though, like, I don't think we saw enough item usage.
We got knifed some AI and grabbed some guns.
We saw the abilities,
We can go to field maintenance.
and we saw a claymore,
Yeah,
but like,
loot
I'm not
container key. Isn't
seeing
there one of
a
those
bunch
around
of,
Yeah, it's right here.
I'm not seeing like a lot of tactical shit, man. I'm seeing like, people, this guy sees you, you see him, you have to deal with him right now. That's fine,
Maybe
probably
I just
because
did
we
that
saw like
bot.
Titan equivalent, what's his name, Locust gameplay. But like, what about some of the other guys? I want to see somebody. Okay, maybe like this, maybe like this. She's slow, there's a stamina bar, right? I want to see some outplay, some like actual fucking outplay. That's an AI, right?
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Fuck.
Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him.
Oh, it's sucking up. Okay.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. I don't want the
Yeah, they-
conquest. LMG. I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
Independent
Say-
item pickup, whatever you want to call that. There's no like
What's the
PUBG
question
or
marks again?
DayZ like open tab menu and click shit
They're on
around.
the
You
map.
actually got to
Oh, I think
interact
those
with
are
the shit on the floor.
Players, right?
That's fine. I like that.
Like,
Like
This-
the cash players?
I don't know.
Players! One is broken.
Okay, stealth. Do something with it. Oh, okay. I got a question. Why the fuck do you use a character with stealth if you're just gonna 50-50 in front of him anyway? Furious, welcome, man. Thank you for the timer in Discord, by the way. I was almost late. I was out getting food.
Found him.
Dude, Why did they go in stealth? They have an advantage, and they shot the guy in front of them. Like, maybe it's just like a skill issue on their part, and I'd probably do something similar. But the thing is, like, I need to see like why stealth would be useful outside of just not being seen. Like, how can you use stealth? Can you put a like go in stealth, drop a claymore in front of people? You know, I gotta see shit like that, man. I need to see some gross gameplay, because right now, like, I'm not seeing a lot of creativity here, like, in the actual gameplay, and that's what I was worried about when they said, like, dynamic gunplay. We're not seeing dynamic gunplay. A guy literally went to stealth, hit fired, and then ADS.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that.
Executing is gonna be really satisfying.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Playing so
Scarrow
far
and his secrets, right?
Refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
I think the gameplay needs a little work. I think the intensity and the adrenaline coming off this game is just by nature of it being a fucking extraction shooter, and less so the gameplay itself.
20-minute version of that. So YouTube.com.
What's up, Twilight? How we doing? Stank, what's up, man?
Our other socials, as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely. But
I like this art style a lot more than Apex.
Before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in, much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up.
Do you guys want to keep watching this? I feel like I've said everything I have to say on it. I don't know that we're going to see anything else that's going to make a difference outside of just playing it. But I think I'm good.
I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like...
You're not a huge fan of the art style? I think it'll grow on you. I could be wrong, but personally, it grew on me throughout just watching this, as we saw some of the weather systems. Like, playing the game at night, it feels grim.
Some players who are brand new.
With the clouds and shit, looks cool, man.
The mix of the both.
I hope the weather system is more dynamic than what we're seeing. Like, if it's just lighting changes, it's kind of whatever. But if we get, like, twisters that rip through a fucking area, grab a guy up, ooh.
But yeah.
This game is going to be a problem for me. I'll get addicted.
Pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I would too, but I'm just bad at shooters, and that's what stops me.
I'm going to throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently
that's what stops me from getting, like, too addicted. The thing is, like, for me, I need progression loops in shooters.
And they were not
like, gameplay alone isn't enough.
Like, destroying them, the creators.
Like, if Destiny didn't have God rolls, I wouldn't have played it for this long.
I was brought in as,
for
like,
6 months, you know?
hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
All right, guys. All right, I'm gonna call this. Play some Destiny. Play some fucking Destiny, man. Yeah, they just. I think the gameplay needs work. I think gunplay needs some work. There needs to be a little bit more depth there. I need to see exactly what implants are doing, and I need to see what the upgrades are gonna do with your weapons, man. Other than that, we gotta play it. Let's play Destiny, dude. Let's play Destiny.